March 11th, 2024 regular business meeting for the county council, and it is 7:06. We do have a quorum.
Speak up.
We do have a quorum.
Turn your mic on if you want to.
Can you hear me now?
Turn.
It's working. We can hear you. We can hear something.
Is that better?
Yes.
Brandon, do you want to do the invocation again? Yes, I can.
Let us pray. Dear Heavenly Father, please guide our hearts and our minds to do your word. And that's what you see fit for this time of Jarratt. Please guide us here safe, take us home safe. In your name we pray. Amen.
And pledge allegiance.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Madam Clerk, will you call roll?
Rollins,
Present.
O'Leary,
Present.
Smith,
Present.
Wilson,
Present.
Kinsley,
Present.
Byers,
Present.
Brown.
Did we have a citizens comment sign-up sheet?
Not a sign-up sheet, but just whoever wants to speak can speak.
I've got a hand raised in the back, Ms. Adams.
I've got a few random questions, and the first one is directed to the mayor. In the January minutes, you were working on 4 grants. One was a risk management grant, T-Mobile grant, AARP Community Challenge grant, and a National Fitness Campaign grant. And could you elaborate on those as to what they are and how it will benefit the town? And I'll continue on, I'll do all of them at one time. All right, the grant that was used to purchase the flagpole at the clubhouse, what grant was that and how much was it for? And what were the specifics and the amount? Was it all used, or can you tell us something about that? And also, what is the progress on the delinquent tax properties? And also, I'd like for council to consider checking on, and I don't know if this is the proper wording or not, waste management for collecting the garbage in the town. Maybe if you would check and see if it would be cheaper to do that and not eliminate Donald or anybody's job, but considering the upkeep and the purchase of a truck and insurance and whatever, we may come out cheaper, because Stony Creek said they're a lot cheaper when they went to that than what they were paying the town. So to me, that would be something to look into. So those are my questions. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
My name is William Jones. I'm here on behalf of my mother, Edith Jones. She's at 9197 Marion Avenue. And her trash wasn't picked up last week. I've been in contact with Judy. It's my understanding that the resolution for the trash pickup, or extended trash pickup, has increased or is about to be changed. I know this is on the agenda. Is that something I should be waiting for, or find out now what we're doing? Are we going to be increasing the rates? And if there are, what will they be? I mean, am I in the right place? I'm saying the right thing right now? We'll talk about it later, I have an opportunity?
Yeah, we'll talk about the
That's fine.
I noticed, Mr. Givens is here, and I see you have the, Givens purchase of land. The reason I wanted to bring this up was that, the workshop meeting, it was stated that, y'all had a public hearing, on this property, and I can't find that, and that was supposed to be in 22. Maybe Mr. Givens knows something about that, but anyway, I can't find it anywhere in the minutes. But in, January the 13th of 21, you've got in the minutes, released proposed road. Mayor Wilson explained to the council that Vincent Givens would like the town to abandon the property road adjoining his property. Councilman Harrison moved to abandon the road adjacent to Vincent Givens' property, seconded by Councilman Smith. All voted yea, Ann Peavy, Brian Harrison, Dana Kinsey, Omar Smith, and Ray Young at that time. On the September the 14th, let me back up. On July the 3rd, same night. The minutes of public hearing on annexation. There were no comments against the annexation of the clubhouse. The residents of Jarratt zoning and planning chair Rick O'Berry spoke in favor of the annexation. Mayor Wilson closed the public hearing and requested second council annexation. All the council members said yes. It doesn't make sense to me. On the 13th, you voted to do it, to close the public hearing, but on the 14th, called for a public hearing on the annexation. So if you did it on the 13th of July, and then you come back on September the 14th after the public hearing, the minutes probably don't make sense. And it was stated that there was a public hearing in 2022. I looked at all the minutes in 2022 and I cannot find a public hearing for the property with Mr. Givens is requesting to purchase. And then State Code 15.2, 1800. Subsection B, you have to have a public hearing before you can sell any property. And I think if you're going to sell, my question too, does members of council know where the right-of-ways are? There's several in this town. Does anybody know where they are? Or has anybody researched the right-of-way by Mr. Givens, which I think goes all the way down to the old railroad track? It's my understanding Mr. Brown he knows more about that than I do. But I think whatever you do, it's only fair to let the property owners along this right-of-way know what's going on. You can do the public hearing, but you ought to personally let them know. And I don't know who all the property owners are down through that. I have another thing, I'll hold on to that, there's citizens' comments again, right?
At the end.
Okay, thank you.
Anybody else? Yes, ma'am.
We can't hear you.
I think I'm talking loud. Okay, I'll speak a little louder. I'm here because I do have a concern. I was a member of Jarratt for a while. I called because I had a concern because I received some information asking me to pay, personal property taxes. I had never received it before, and I called to inquire about why I was receiving that in 2023, when I lived in Jarratt in 2021 and 22, never received anything from you. So I was inquiring as to why, and I didn't get a favorable response to what I was asking. I'm a type person, I do not pay bills or anything, but I want to know why I'm paying a certain amount of bills when I never received anything from the beginning, and I never received it. I did register a complaint to your deputy in Richmond. So I'm waiting to hear back from that individual because I didn't like the response that I did receive. And I think that if you're a constituent, you should be treated fairly. Just don't say you're gonna have to do something because I say so. I don't like that. I worked in politics for years. I know about that. I work closely with, attorneys and lawyers and, things of that nature. But I'm even a person. I just think that, I should have been given a better answer than what I received. So I'm still waiting to hear back from the deputy in Richmond.
Could you give us your name,
The
please?
name is Catherine Odom, O-D-O-M.
Mrs.
I no longer live here. I live in Charlotte, North Carolina.
Okay.
Okay?
Judy.
You received anything to get into books? Yeah.
No, but we have been so busy with taxes and, trash pickup and this kind of stuff, we couldn't have handled it anyway, so hopefully those things are winding down now, and then we're gonna focus our attention on QuickBooks.
You do have access to it then?
I don't have it right now, but I will get it. I will get it. Don't worry, Ron. I'll get it. By the way, the bills are getting paid, people are getting paid, everything that we would have done with QuickBooks is being done. We're doing it, we're creating checks, we're they're getting paid, everybody's getting paid. So it's not like the town is not, doing its obligations, we are.
Why haven't you given them all the information, get into QuickBooks, all the passwords and so
Cecil,
forth?
let it go, let it ride. I mean, we don't want it right now. I couldn't have handled it if she had, so just let it go. We're gonna get it.
Well, okay, but
I know.
that should have been done.
Well, that's okay.
So,
That's
well,
okay,
yeah.
we got it. We get it.
I did what I was supposed to do.
Not hardly.
That's okay, we got it.
Alright, anybody else? Alright, moving right along, consent agenda. Alright, I have a motion. Is there a second?
Second. Speak into your mics, please.
Couldn't switch on
Switch on.
Well, y'all don't have a mic if it's speaking. Can't hear y'all.
Second.
Alright, I've got a motion and a second to approve the consent agenda. Madam Clerk?
Rollins,
Yay.
O'Leary, Smith,
Yay.
Wilson,
Yay.
Kinsley,
Yay.
Myers,
Yay.
Brown.
Alright, next up, we have a vote for the budget ordinance. Say again? No, that was just a vote on the budget. In order for the budget to actually be approved, it has to have an ordinance.
Can we go back just a second on the financials? You may have, voted to approve that too, but, of the financials, the council members were given a copy of a list of the bills that were to be paid at the work session. There has only been one bill added to that, and there was a Dominion bill that came in today, so I added it today, the bottom one. Otherwise, the bills are the same as they were at the work session, but I think you need to, I would like to see a vote separate on the bills, if you would like. And of course, I have the bills themselves if anybody wants to see them, or if the council members want to see them.
So what Pat is asking is to actually remove financials and appropriations out of the consent agenda and actually have those voted on separately.
So would that be?
It can be done.
It can be
It's
done.
not a problem.
Okay.
Alright, so, before we move on to the budget ordinance, let's actually backtrack. And can I get a motion to actually pay the bills?
Make a motion, pay these bills, and then sign Wednesday.
Second. I have a motion and a second. Madam Clerk?
Rollins,
Yay.
O'Leary,
Yay.
Smith,
Yay.
Wilson,
Yay.
Kinsley,
Yay.
Myers,
Yay.
Brown.
Yay.
All right, the budget ordinance that the mayor is talking about is the actual proper ordinance that should have been read last month when the budget was passed. The budget did pass, but it was passed with just a vote of the council. It was not passed with an ordinance. Now, I'll be glad to read this. Judy and I both looked at this today.
Because, yeah, we actually can't, sign off on it.
No, I'll have to fix it. I'll have to fix it.
So,
We'll do it next
we'll
month.
actually, bypass this
Yes.
and take care of it next month.
We will. We will, I'm sorry. Apologize for that.
And then also, Pat, up in the, where it says coverage and section, that needs to be changed to where it says the section and the coverage. That needs to be changed as well.
To,
The coverage is budget 20.
those is what was there, but that's okay. I will certainly change those, okay? All right.
And an update on the tractor.
I called the fellow at Wakefield, and he said he would bring the tractor home. We went over this at the work session, and the total was gonna be $1,170. It was $700 for the repairs he had done, and 470 that had been agreed upon to come and get it and bring it home. I think it has rained so much, he probably has not attempted to bring it home, but I'll check with him if the tractor doesn't come back to us very soon. But that is back on the way to be on the lot.
Refunds?
Marlowe and Lundy both came by, picked up their refund checks. I looked at the bank statement, they haven't cashed them yet. So, they're earning another couple of pennies, but I talked to the folks at the bank, and if the interest doesn't reach $1 when the checks are cashed, it will just drop off the system. So those two savings accounts will be closed as soon as Marlowe and Lundy cash the checks. Both of them signed releases, so we're not suing them, they're not suing us. Once they cash the checks, everything will be complete.
Did Mr. Lundy bring back the chairs, or we just let them go?
I think the thing was 10 chairs that are 10 years old are not worth haggling over. So he's keeping the chair. He's keeping the chairs.
Bids for lights?
We talked about this at the work session. We put the lights out for bids. I got 4 names from people who were at the meeting. Got 4 names and contacts. And of those 4, one said he just did not want to bid. He was retired and he enjoyed it that way. Another one said that he did not want to bid on it. He didn't give me a reason. A third one, I don't remember his reason for not doing it, but we had 3 that said no. And anyway, the only bid that we got was from Derek Cooper. He's a young man from Emporia. He came the day I called. He was here within 30 minutes. He looked at all the lights, he checked everything out, and he gave us a bid for the scope of work that Brandon had asked for, including Brandon. I did talk to him about the egress lights, and he said absolutely that would be part of this. He said that was part of the battery. He gave us a bid with battery backup and without battery backup, and the bid with battery backup was $4,275. Without the battery backup, it was $3,975. $300 difference. You know, it doesn't really make sense not to get the battery backups, and that is part of the egress lights. The batteries would be needed for those, so it's almost imperative that we have the battery backup. So, Councilman, you have the numbers in front of you, I think, the 2 bids, so I'll leave it to you. Yes.
Speak about that.
Mm-hmm.
Clubhouse is town property, correct?
Yes.
There is no exit lights or whatsoever in that building either. I'm recommending that you do not rent it to nobody until it gets proper lighting and exit signs.
Good point.
Lights fail and somebody falls to break a lane,
I don't think you're allowed to do that. You're
It actually
a
does
law
have
really
extra
should
lights.
not.
they don't burn.
Yeah, they do. If you try and switch on
Well,
them.
it's supposed to be on 24/7. And one of the exit lights is over where the door they're blocked in. That's got to come down. That's not an exit. You can't walk through the block wall.
It's already done.
Really? But make sure all the lights are working with,
Before it's ready, yeah.
with exit lights.
Yes.
My question was the interior exit lights, these right here, these 2 right there, I wanted egress lights on those. That was what my question was. I do understand the exterior,
Right.
but the interior, with this not being a generator backup,
Right.
having an emergency generator, like we lost power right now, we would be in complete dark except for
Right.
because I got a flashlight.
Right. He will put battery backups on these lights so that if the lights go out, you'll see the exit signs.
Yes, but these are gonna have egress lights on them as well.
We've got egress lights here that will be on battery backup also. These 3 lights that are here on the,
That's for the exterior, for the interior. Interior of the structure. It's two light bulbs instead of these 2, yeah, I just need the 2 LEDs on the side.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure that's what he quoted us, I didn't see what, I mean,
I think y'all are talking the same language. I
Yes.
think you're understanding the same thing.
yes.
I'm not an electrician, so I'm just
I-
looking at what I think.
But you had all of that you spoke
Yes,
for, correct?
yes,
Yes,
it was
I did.
in the scope of work,
Yeah, I did, interior and exterior egress lights.
yes.
Alright. Paul has given y'all the information on the one bid that we received with the battery backup and without the battery backup. Other than the egress lights, what else are we getting for this amount of money now?
I will give you a short rundown of what Brandon wrote, and he did a very thorough job of looking at things. Adding additional lights in the ceiling inside the clerk's office, upgrading the current lighting throughout the building to the 4-foot LED bulbs, replacing the exit signs in the council chambers with new LED exit signs with backup emergency egress lights. So that is what you asked. Replacing or adding 3 exterior lights above the doors with outdoor emergency egress lights. And those things came to, like I said, the dollar figure that you have. I'm looking to see if there was any other, the material cost $1,775, and the LED bulbs are a big part of that, I think, because they are $50 a piece, the 4-foot bulbs, $225 a piece for the 8-foot bulbs, and we would need 6 of those. The 3 outside lights with the battery backup, $700. 2 exit signals with battery backup, $100. 2 light fixtures, $100. So the material cost $1,775, and that's with the battery backups. The entire labor cost, whatever the difference is there, what is it? 42 minus 17 is what? $2,500 labor. So that's what it is.
Are there any questions from council? Any discussion?
Brandon, is that everything that you had on your note list? Are you ready to bring this bill to go?
Yeah, on this quote, he said, LED exit lights. And my scope of work, I said LED exit lights with emergency egress. That's where the 2 lights on the side of the exit signs come from.
Okay.
I just wanna make sure I was clear about, that's what's gonna light up if we lose power.
Right,
The lights on the outside will remain lit for 90 minutes in order to get people out of the structure.
right, okay.
And yes, that would,
Is that
simple
on the
bill,
list?
yes.
Is that on the list? So anything we ask for, we just put it as a price?
It sounded like it to me.
Yes, except for the exit lights, he said just LED exit lights, he didn't say LED exit lights with emergency egress on his quote.
But I talked to him and he said that he,
Said okay.
yes, he said yes.
Question about these lights, are they gonna be balanced or non-balanced?
If we non-balanced, LEDs don't require balance, they just require 120 volts to go to them.
You can change it.
Yes, yeah, the bulbs is what they're gonna do, they're gonna take the balance out.
They will change all the bulbs that you see here, and, these are included. So, there's a dark spot back here, all of this will be light, and it will be well lit in here, and in the offices and the back part.
So you'll be adding you'll be adding another light to the clerk's office?
Yes, yes. may be able, he didn't talk to him about it, but he may be able to take the one that's there and move it and just put in the LED bulb, because it's there where the old, walkway used to be, and then the wall was added. And so the light is not centered in that little office.
If we need to just add another one, and if we do move it, relocate that one towards that landing on the stairs.
Okay.
So
All right.
we have that lit.
Okay. We can do that.
Is there a motion?
Somebody's phone.
Might do it separate, because that's not in that scope of work.
I will move to go forward as electricians bid for the next.
Are you suggesting the one with the battery backup?
That was the reason in the work session, we asked to make sure they have light bulbs on these, top out.
Alright, I have a motion on the floor to accept the bid for $4,275, which includes battery backup. Is there a second? Second. I have a motion and a second. Madam Clerk? Rollins?
Yay.
O'Barry?
Yay.
Smith?
Yeah.
Wilson?
Yay.
Kinsley?
Yay.
Myers?
Yeah.
Graham?
Yay. And motion passes. Pat, will you get in touch with him tomorrow and let him know that we have accepted? Thank you.
Did he give us a time frame?
He did not, but when he was here within 30 minutes, I expect he'll be here.
Next up is the Gibbons land purchase.
We've talked an awful lot about it. Cecil talked about it tonight, and I've talked to several other people about it one way or the other. I called Will Robinson to talk about what had happened, what had gone on, and Will asked me to come see him. So I do have an appointment. He asked me to come see him one day this week. So I'm going to talk to Will and see what Will's take is on this. And yes, no, maybe, whatever he says, you know, we will go that route and go from there. So,
Yeah, because he had already worked on the paperwork.
and I think that's part of his issue is that he's worked on the paperwork, and we'll talk about it. So I'll bring it back to you next month and see what he says about it. It's gone on this long, I guess another 30 days won't make or break anything. So we'll just hang on to that for the time being.
Scholarship program.
Okay, I found a 2020 pack of paper where some work had been done on the scholarship program. We're getting kind of late in the season, but if somebody would, or maybe a couple of people will volunteer to work on this, we could get something done quickly, I think, before the end of the school year, certainly.
Are you saying the town would offer a scholarship, is that what you're saying?
Ginger, did you have, no? Were you saying no?
I'm not saying anything.
Oh, okay, okay.
Could you go over the requirements, please? Who has to live in Bristol County?
Who is an eligible applicant for the Town of Jarratt Dare to Dream Scholarship? Any current high school senior meeting the following qualifications, enrolled in a public or private secondary school, including homeschool, U.S. citizen, eligible non-citizen, and is a permanent legal resident of the Town of Jarratt. U.S. citizen, y'all forgive me, my eyes are so bad. U.S. citizen or eligible non-citizen, and is a permanent legal resident of the Town of Jarratt. Has a cumulative grade point average GPA of at least 2.5 on a 4.0 scale. Demonstrates financial need and strong academic promise to pursue a 2-year or 4-year degree or a training certificate at an accredited post-secondary community college, university, or trade school. Please note that the scholarship winners will be required to submit a short 1-minute thank you video to be uploaded to our social media. Remember, this is just, suggestions here. It's what was in the past. We can do anything we want to do. Applicant must submit documentation from a school for payment of the award. I didn't read over this well enough, but we have talked about it. One student must be from Greensville, one from Sussex, and living inside the town limits.
How much are the scholarships?
$500 apiece, so it's $1,000 total. They will submit an essay describing their future goals and aspirations. They must also demonstrate hardships, obstacles to overcome, and accomplishments they've had in the past in special skills, leadership qualities, relative maturity, personal difficulties, motivation, enthusiasm, capacity for growth, academic promise, community outreach and involvement. Wow, there's a lot of stuff here. It can be simplified or it can be changed, but I would like to have maybe a couple of volunteers to work on this and possibly get it done. It can be given to the students this year.
Yes.
Yes.
If the clerk will make some applications available, I'd be happy to take them to the high schools.
We need to make sure this is what we want. Get this,
But that needs to be done.
this needs to be done quickly and then passed. Yes, ma'am.
Not to burst your bubble, but the deadline for scholarships, they typically give out scholarships in May at the school, so you would have to start.
Quickly, that's what I'm
time.
saying.
So my question, I
Yes.
guess, is that completed as far as to present to the guidance at the high schools so that the students can start submitting their?
It could be. I mean, there's an application here and the guidelines are very clear on what needs to be done. We could get this out tomorrow, if we're okay with this. It's kind of tough. There are a lot of bells and whistles in this, a lot of hoops the kids have to jump through.
I don't know if your guidance counselors would know that they are, I know they would know they're Greensville or Sussex residents, but I don't know that they're gonna actually know if they reside in the town of Jarratt.
Well, that would be a qualification, and once the applications came back to us, we would have to verify that. But I think that would be a question that would be asked of the student.
I mean, you don't want 5 or 6 students be real excited and then you're like, oh, by the way.
Oh, by the way, you live outside the town limits. I agree.
The addresses in the school, they have address on the bus route, so
The bus drivers would know.
That's
Right.
And that could be conducive.
That's gonna go through your guidance and your administration. Your bus drivers are not gonna have a say so.
But I'm saying, if you want to know if they was.
I'm familiar with the organization didn't go through all the restrictions that you seem to have, because, I think, 2 of my girls got the scholarships from the organization, and it wasn't that much of an application to do. And
What kind of organization? State police.
What I'm associated with, yeah.
Okay. Okay. Just asking, it could have been the Ruitons, okay? The Ruiton Club does give out applications.
Well, I'll try to get a copy of their latest application.
Can I get you a copy of Impaired's? This much longer than, like Sister said, it is longer.
Yeah, I think this was copied from somewhere else.
Yeah.
And from somewhere that, was giving out maybe $2,000, much bigger amount. For $500, this is asking an awful lot.
I don't think that essay should be as complicated as what you read.
For $500, we're asking a lot of these kids.
And does this go for just high school students or does it go for college students? I know you said something, if the high school was pursuing into a community.
Any current high school senior,
Right.
it says high school. Does that leave yours out?
Yeah.
You said senior.
Senior,
You
yes.
said senior.
Yeah.
High school senior.
Yes.
Mhm. But a scholarship, I know that most of them are given out in May, and most of them are given out at the graduation, which is great, but could be done, you know, it could be done privately, it could be done, we could have a picture of them here in June if we wanted to, you know, May is not a hard and fast rule. It's great to do it because you want the kids to walk across the stage and pick up a check and all this stuff at graduation, but it could be done a little bit later this year and then do May next year because we could get applications out in January or whatever. I just want a couple of volunteers. Anybody? Come on, y'all. Come on. Now, we also.
I have too much to do, I'm sorry. And I don't know the ins and outs of high school, but I do know that,
Pamela? I will volunteer because I have submitted scholarships on behalf of my mother, so I know that can be streamlined a whole lot to, you know, cut a lot of the hoops and whistles out, but I will help.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. We'll get together and get a time. Good. That's good. Anybody else want to volunteer?
They always put on the spot.
No thanks.
Jamie,
We don't give scholarships in pre-K. That's above my pay grade.
maybe they need to. Well, if you and I want to work together, we can work together. We can get it done. We can knock it out. Okay? No, it won't. Now, will the council and the people be agreeable with what we come up with?
Yes.
Put that on the limb.
It definitely needs to be, like she said, straight.
I agree.
It's
I
way
agree.
too much.
Very
It's
much.
not easy to come up with, because they've tried to do it on Charlie. Our sister, Charlie Dexter.
Yes.
We've got stuff there,
Yes.
but we've had a fit with that too at times, so I mean.
And that one requires fire,
Fire
EMS,
rescue,
yes,
things like that, but it's,
yes,
Greenville, or Sussex, there's nothing out of it, but it's still,
right.
but it's a bit hard on that one.
Yeah, James Lacy's been involved in that, I know, yeah. But we'll get together and work on this, and we'll bring back what we come up with, but by that time, we probably will have it out in the high school.
I think we can get it out by the next meeting.
I think so, too. Oh, definitely by next meeting. I was thinking like in the next week or so.
I agree.
Okay. All right. If everybody's agreeable with that and trust us to do it, we'll do it.
Got a question for council, and I would actually like a motion, a second, and a vote on this. Pat and Pam will get together, try and streamline this, make it so that it's not quite so difficult and lengthy for our students to actually not get the application and say, this is too much stuff, I don't want to do it.
Right.
So my question to council, are you okay with letting these two ladies go ahead, streamline this, and going ahead and putting it forward?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Make
Okay,
a
I've got a
motion.
lot of yeses, give me a motion.
Make a motion, we accept. Thank you for your help.
Wonderful
Alright,
deal.
I've got a
Thank you.
motion, and I've got a second. Madam Clerk?
Rollins,
Yay.
Newberry,
Yay.
Smith, Wilson,
Yay.
Kinsley, yay, Myers,
Yeah.
Brown, yay.
And it passes. Thank you, ladies. Next is resolution for extended trash pickup.
Okay, what this is, that, let me get the date on it here. Oh dear, I think, it was sometime in 2023. Not sure the date, it's not on the letter that I see. The resolution was dated, February of 23, February 13th. What we saw, and Judy was here, as y'all know, as clerk for several years in the past. And the price of trash pickup, and we're talking about people who live in the extended area beyond the town limits. The 3 avenues, Carver, Macklin, and Marion, Mays Street, part of that, Horseshoe Road, part of that. The price was $104 for 3 months. That wound up to be $4 a pickup, $8 a week, and it went up from, I think, maybe almost half that, which was only $2 a pickup, which you can't even get the truck out of the shed and pay diesel fuel and tires and so forth, and, you know, salaries for 2 men to pick up trash. There's no way you can do it for that. So it had to go up to $104 for a quarter, $35 a month if they wanted to pay it that way. Well, the resolution that was written had, in number 2 at the bottom, all extended trash pickup clients to be required to pay a minimum of 3 months extended trash pickup. It had 3 months, and it went through, and there were signatures on the back. All of the council members signed it, the mayor signed it, clerk signed it. Somebody, and we have no idea who, crossed out the 3 months and wrote in 6 after the signatures and names had all been signed. A letter went out to the extended trash people and said that you don't have a choice. You have to pay 6 months at $104. Well, first place, 6 months was wrong over here because it was in pen, and the $104 was wrong on the letter because it's $208 for 6 months. So that's why I'm bringing it back to y'all tonight. There's been a lot of back and forth, and I know Mr. Jones is here to talk about it. He got the letter that said $104 for 6 months. We've had, I don't know how many people Judy has had to deal with in the past 3 or 4 weeks. Call and say, my trash didn't get picked up. We look, we don't have any record. For one thing, the receipt books are gone. We don't have any record of whether they paid at all. When they have a receipt, they're coming in with a receipt for $104. Thank you, that's 3 months. Oh no, I was told 6 months. Well, that's so hard. I cannot tell you how many times Judy has explained this, that the $104 is 3 months. We cannot give away the service. I'm sorry for the mix-up and for any inconvenience and, you know, the cost, but we just cannot do it $104 for 6 months. And believe it or not, we had a fellow walk in the other day. He had a check that it was a copy. It was $104, and his line, his memo line, said July 1 to June 30th. 12 months, 52 weeks for $104. That's $2 a week, $1 per pickup.
How many residents do we have on this extended trash pickup?
That's a
I don't
better
even
deal
know.
than
30.
we taxpayers, our tax money goes for.
Yeah, right. 35, 40, maybe.
We don't have that many.
Not
How
that
many
many.
is it?
I would say 20 or 25.
20 or 25.
That's, well, I counted the other day, Judy. I think you're closer to the mark than I am. But anyway, it's a service that we're providing.
$1,000 for that in the street light.
I'm sorry?
I'm paying over $1,000 for that in the street light. I mean, I don't think
I know.
it's, serious, I mean, really.
We all are.
Yeah.
Ordinance was changed.
Okay.
The letter is incorrect.
Right. Ann had put her finger on it. The ordinance was changed. The letter was incorrect. So what I have done to try to straighten it out, and I'm not gonna keep people's feelings from being hurt when they have to pay more money, and I know that's tough. But, the council members have a resolution that actually rescinds the old resolution and rewrites it, and regarding this trash pickup, and it is almost identical to the one that was passed. The 3 months is here as a minimum, but Judy and I have talked it over, and the 3 months is probably good as an application when you come and apply for the first time. Probably 3 months is not unheard of. But then after that, we have a lot of people, $104 is a lot to come up with at one time. So we have put in here that it can be paid monthly after that. And it's $35 a month, and that runs up to $105, so we're getting an extra buck out of them. You know, it's not a whole lot of money, but to somebody who's not getting a whole lot of money, it is. So $35 a month. Judy doesn't have a problem with working on it and letting people know when it's time to pay again if she has to. So that's kind of a service to do. The trash truck is a service also, but we have to get enough money out of it to make it worthwhile. So that's basically what this is saying.
To do it by the month, you're adding more cost to it.
No, because the trash truck is gonna go by there. Well, you're adding a little bit of time for Judy. Judy's time, yes, you are. You're adding some clerical time and all that. But
So is that the reason why some people's trash hasn't been picked up, like Mr. Jones was questioning? That's the reason why? He got the letter, I think, $104 for 3 months. Yeah.
I'm gonna speak on this for a minute. I've done some research on it. Actually, Omar and myself have. We went back through February 23 minutes, and it actually states.
Sorry, y'all. Harry Potter says it's pill time.
It actually states that Mayor in section 6, the mayor's report, item B, Mayor Wilson stated the discussion, the extended trash pickup, and how to contact them. She read attached extended trash pickup resolution. Councilman Smith stated the discussion, they discussed 6 months. Mayor Wilson stated it would be a minimum of 6 months and not 3 months. They were allowed one trash can for $17.33 and given a sticker to put on the trash can, which I don't think that has ever been accomplished. They have to fill out the application. Once they have paid their fee, they get their sticker. So I went back through the resolution book and we looked at it, and it says 3 months on the original resolution, but it has been changed to 6 months. So somewhere along the line, I think Omar and I are in agreement that it's a clerical error, and we just need to figure out how to resolve it. I do agree with the trash truck. It's hard to run it on $1 a day.
I don't think you want to.
So I guess council, we need to figure out what we're gonna do with Mr. Jones and the other citizens that possibly got the same letter that Mr. Jones did.
Would that be everybody that's on the trash pickup, they send it?
Probably.
You don't have
You gonna give it all back to them? We've given it back to nobody.
I didn't know. I didn't say give anything back, but I think we're gonna have to go 6 months for $104 until June the 30th.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Because it's already in black and white.
No, it is there, but there have been 15, 16, maybe more, who have come back with this thing and we said, no, we can't do it. It's not cost effective. You know, are you just gonna give away the service?
And they agreed to 3 months for $104.
Right. We've had only one person not agree with it. He's sitting here tonight.
We did not agree with 3 months. I mean, even on the application, if I have here, it's 6 months.
I know.
Okay?
But it's
But
not
it was
right.
changed
This is what we
after
agreed to.
sentence.
We're, as a council, we're voting.
You said the application is in 6 months, sir.
It says 6 months.
We're not gonna, if it's all clerical error, it's on the tank, it's not on the resident.
Are you making a motion to
No, I have
honor?
a question.
Is that?
Let me ask you, in 6 months, it has on there, does it have the price
It does. It has actually $104
for 6 months?
for 6 months. You'd like to see it, that's the application.
Yeah, we got it.
You don't have to, she said she wanted to see it.
No, that's fine.
It's a letter that Allison wrote.
That's on the actual application.
That's the actual application.
And where was this application done?
Here.
So, the letter was sent out, and the application was typed of practice wrong.
Can I just add something, please?
$104, I'm sorry.
Yes.
I live in the city of Emporia, okay? We receive sanitation services, and we don't only receive a 50-gallon trash pickup. We receive tree trimming pickup, leaves pickup, bulk waste pickup, and we only pay $23 a month. That's not much different from the $17.32 that you guys are charging for the service. I mean, what I'm saying is, it's not unreasonable charge that we're paying now for trash pickup. It's not.
And you said the
That's all
city
I
of,
said.
you said the city of Emporia
That's
charges you
correct.
23?
$23 a month. Actually, you can look on
I believe.
municipal codes, city municipal codes. And the reason I know, because I worked in public works. I was actually the public works director for the city of Emporia. What y'all charging at $17 and some cents is not an unreasonable charge for trash pickup. Considering we're only getting a 50-gallon can, which Emporia services a 96-gallon can, okay? So it's not unreasonable 6 months charge for trash pickup. It's not. $17.37.
And Mr. James, but doesn't that truck pick the trash cans up, with them forks and everything, and you don't have 2 men?
It does. Originally, it didn't. Really, if I'm not mistaken, they still have rear end loaders with the city of Emporia. From time to time, they still use them.
But that's within the city, right? They don't go outside the city and pick up.
You're correct. That's within the
See,
city.
that's the difference.
It's a difference. More people in the town of Emporia than it is here too.
Emporia is a city, it's a whole lot different revenue than the town.
I understand that.
You're right.
But what I'm saying is the cost for the service that you guys are charging is not unreasonable for what it is right now. I mean, because, you know, it's not that, you're talking about doubling the charge.
Right.
That's what you're talking about.
Because the gas, the fuel, the tires, the whole 9 yards.
But that was done before.
That was a long time ago.
Everybody's suffering now when it comes to, I mean, everything's going up, everything. I mean, you know, we don't need.
But Food Line doesn't give you
the
back half your
sanitation
money.
go up. Huh?
Food Line doesn't give you back half your money.
I go to the grocery store too. I know, trust me.
But the thing is, these prices were increased supposedly over a year ago. The information that was sent out was an error.
Right, I do understand, I do. I understand exactly what you're
Emporia
saying.
has a whole lot more people to donate to the fund than Jarratt.
I understand, but given that you have a lot less people, you're not spending that sort of revenue to finance your sanitation service. I'm sorry to speak out of turn.
No, you're fine. You know,
No, that's fine.
Yeah.
We appreciate it.
You know, we were charging $17.33
That's right.
for the trash pickup.
Was that $17.33 for the can or for the pickup? I was kind of confused about the $17.33.
It's $17.33 for one 50-gallon.
One 50-gallon can, okay.
If you
Per
wanted,
month.
per month.
Okay.
And if you wanted 2 cans, you had to pay $17.33
Twice.
2.
Okay,
And get
I
2
got you.
stickers.
Okay.
When the applications are filled out, whoever's in the office actually goes in the filing cabinet, grabs a sticker, gives the customer the sticker to put on the can.
That's correct.
$17 per month.
$17.33, yeah.
Mayor, you saying you supply them the 50-gallon can?
No,
No, never buy
they
it.
have to get the cans, the trash cans themselves. We give them the sticker, put on.
For the 1733.
That's just a $50 can.
I mean, I can understand this, I'm totally wrong. The truck's gonna go around Horseshoe Road instead of backtracking.
Yep.
That is no big problem, cause you're going right by the driveway to Starville. But when you get out there on 301 and stuff, the truck doesn't have to go through there whatsoever to do our route. So, pay to play or don't play. I mean, Horseshoe is, you're going through there anyway.
We're citizens of Jarratt as well as anyone else here. We may be very well just outside this border, but I've lived here all
I
my life.
understand, as far as the zip code goes.
Yeah, I mean, it's right there in the street, it's a couple blocks. We're not talking about you going out in Sussex County somewhere to pick up a can. That's not what we're talking about.
Well, I mean, you're still not, your truck don't have to go through there just to make the route.
Yes, ma'am.
I just thought to say, if he's the only one that is having, not liking the situation, then just let him have that. Why, I mean, if something's broke or if something's not right, you take it back and you get your money back or you get you something else. I don't
Because
see
it's
the
not
difference.
fair to give him back his money and not the other 25.
So then, but I'm just saying, it's out on paper, I mean, most places, if it's out there like a price, if the price ain't right, it's out there. So you have to let them do it, whether you wanna do it or not. I'm just saying, it would be the right thing to do, and I would highly commend you for that.
Like
Two
him,
sides to
sign-
every question.
Yeah, like him, though, he signed a contract for 6 months. Let him finish out his contract, and then everybody else needs to come in and sign the new one with the new rates that y'all agree upon.
That's what the
I mean, that's what I think would be
council's
fair.
decision.
When did
Council.
you sign that?
When did I sign that? Let me see.
If you have a contract already in play, finish that contract out, because none of them are over 6 months, correct?
And it's not their
Some
fault,
of them say
somebody
yes.
sent out a typo.
Yeah, so finish out that 6 months, and then they need to come in and fill out a new application with a new rate. That's just what I think.
If the council agrees,
Then y'all can agree upon new rate.
the council is our boss.
Yeah.
The first thing I've got here, I've got a receipt dated 10/19/21. This was when I first got the service.
In 21, it was 17.
This is when I first got the service.
Alright.
21.
What was the last check wrote to the town?
Last check written to the town,
January the 8th.
January, was it the 8th? Was it the
Yes.
8th?
8th, I think. It was the 8th.
Okay, yeah.
Cause she sent me
So
a
you
copy
just
of it.
wrote one in January.
I just wrote a check, $94.
So June,
Just the-
so June, he'll be done with his 6 month contract in June.
Tomorrow, you'll get your trash.
I'm gonna get my trash picked up.
6 months.
So what you signed was for 6 months?
That's correct.
In
For
January.
6 months?
Yeah.
One you just did in January?
Yeah, just in January, yes. Actually,
That's
I got a
fine,
receipt
and
here.
then if y'all come up with a new rate, then they're gonna have to agree to the new rate
We
on
came up with a
June.
new rate.
Yeah.
I don't think he signed the contract.
Well, we actually didn't come up with a new rate, we just said that they were going to do it for 6 months instead of month by month.
We increased it from $17.
Do these
We
people
voted on
sign
that.
a contract every 3 or every 6 months? Or is it just a continuing thing?
That's the,
Yeah,
excuse
we
me,
just
the price one on the
increased the
ordinance.
months, we didn't increase the price tag.
Judy said when she was here
I thought
back
it was
prior to 2022,
34.67
it was $34.67, which is
for a month.
$35 a
We
month.
did do that.
So it's been that way for a long
Been that
time.
high, Judy.
And then it was 104 for 3
For
months.
3 months. We voted on it. We went up.
I don't want to do it, Omar doesn't know.
Yeah, well, we started this out, I was on council then, it was $25 a month, that's what we were starting out at.
Well, maybe
25 a
just
month,
didn't have
never
rate.
1783.
If you got-
Well, I'm not sure when you guys started it, but we started the one that we're doing now when Kenny was named. And I was on council, and it started then at 1733. And when we were looking at doing Wyatt's Mill, I had actually brought it up to town council, price of diesel and everything, we needed to go up, and we stayed at 1733.
how often do you require these people to sign a new contract, or does it just roll over from contract to contract?
Can be whatever length of time they want. They can sign up for the initial period, 3 months, then they can do monthly after that.
So like he's saying he did his in 2021.
Oh, he just signed one.
Well, he just signed
He just signed another one in January of this year,
For the 6 months.
What's our contracts look like? Does it have like
It's
a
not,
box that
it's
you
not a
can check?
contract, it's an application.
It's application?
It's basically.
Does it have like a box you can check monthly, quarterly?
I don't know.
If we could add that to the contract, that would clear up a lot of things.
I don't think it does.
Yeah, we just need to add
Revise that.
4 options here.
I think the application.
Here we go, get the contract passed.
So this letter was sent out in February,
And you need to pick up, or
talk to Pat.
I don't know, because there's no date on it. I'm not sure. Mr. Jones, does
It
yours
says
let
on
them have a
February, it says
date
on
on it?
February 13th.
You know, my letter actually doesn't have a date.
Yeah.
It just has a resolution date in February, I believe.
Yeah, it said on February 13th, the town held its monthly town council meeting, so it's after February 13th and before July,
Probably, she
so
probably
sometime
sent it that week.
Probably.
So that was just a typo, right? I mean, that's obviously wrong.
Same word in
Well, the thing about, something like Ms. Flanagan said, they got a contract that will finish it out, and then from that on,
I wanna add to the motion. I wanna see the monthly, semi-annual, and the annual added to the application. That way it's no
Very good,
confusion.
we can do that.
That way you got a checkbox, hey, I want monthly, I want quarterly.
What he's talking about is a
Simplified.
fee schedule that, we're gonna post on the bulletin board, so there's no question about it. And Judy is going to send a letter to everybody. And I think a good thing to do, might be a good way to do it, is create the new application with these on there, and then send it out.
And tell them those rates are effective when your old application expires.
Okay. Can be
Well,
done.
Can't you just say April 1st of 2024, these are the new rates for trash pickup, and just start fresh? You get that all the time in the mail with your taxes and your car insurance, and, you know, we had a rate increase
give them 30
effective
days.
immediately. I mean, you have that in every aspect of life. You go to the grocery store one day, it's one price, tomorrow it's another price.
I think what they're saying is
everything.
I think what they're saying is they created they've signed a contract, so.
We wanna honor that contract. That's what we want.
That's what
We wanna honor that contract that he signed, because we gotta play that. Our clerical error can't be held on the resident.
Alright, Brandon has a motion on the floor to honor the cost of the extended trash pickup, but to adjust the application with the new fee schedule.
So when his contract is up, and he comes in to sign a new one, it's gonna be $104 a quarter. With attached new schedule and prices.
Across the board. Okay. Second for the vote.
I think it needs to be added in the budget too, but doesn't it need to be adjusted on the budget? Yeah, right, so the new budget runs. Yeah.
Yeah, we gotta start working. It's
July
not that much
1
money,
to
yeah.
June 30th, which I think, she said April 1, which that would go in line with the budget, so I
You're not
believe, I
talking
think.
about that much money. You're not talking about that much money.
Pennies is pennies and dollars is dollars. We're transparent.
Yeah, we discussed that.
Alright, well, I have a motion on the floor and a second to honor the cost of the extended trash pickup letters, but to adjust the applications with the new fee schedule. Clerk?
Before we vote.
Right. More
on the next
discussion.
point, because we discussed this before. So what we said, because of the budget, the new fee and everything should take place like July 1st. That is fair for everybody.
Wait, let me ask you, has anybody come in March or February and signed a 6 months contract?
No.
Okay, so the only ones that you know of is January, excuse me, right? So actually starting July 1st, as of tonight, everybody would be paying the new rate.
July 1st, 2024.
Why are you making it July?
Wait, because his 6 months won't be up.
We're giving him his, I think maybe, are you giving him the 3 months that his,
Well, we're gonna honor his, I think,
Honor his
the
contract.
motion is to honor.
On
his
everybody,
contract.
on everybody, because even if they don't know they're not here, we're gonna honor everybody.
Okay.
Until
Alright.
July
Okay.
1st.
But now,
so do, starting July 1st? Okay.
because his
Yeah,
is
because the
6
contract
months
runs out
Okay.
in June.
in June.
So Patricia, if new ones come in, are you just gonna do it monthly
Until
until
then.
July? Then you can do your quarterly
If
or
they've
6
got a-
months.
Cause actually, these went up.
I think a new person coming in,
Just pay it monthly.
they could, or
Or if they wanted
Some
to
people
pay.
actually
Well, you
have to
could
pay
do
for
3
all
months.
3 months at
But I
104.
wouldn't do it any longer than that.
No, 3 months at 104, and let them all run out in July?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It makes it easier.
Yeah.
It makes it a lot
Yes.
easier.
Oh, yeah.
We can do that. So what is, can you read the motion?
Yes. The motion and the second that we have is to honor the cost of the extended trash pickup where the letters had gone out, but to adjust and create a new application that has the new fees and actually has blocks, so the applicant can mark off if they want to pay monthly, quarterly, semi-annual, annual, with these figures that are here. That's the motion, and I have a second.
Do you want the letters to go out now, or do you want them to go out in June, or May, or?
I would say
July?
June.
So you don't want the letters to go out right now?
I'd probably say now, give them the time to know. If you don't send that till June, the way snail mail is, they're not gonna know till after July 1st.
Good point, good point.
Do it in May.
And most, I believe, most of the applications actually have an email address on them.
Some do, some don't.
Well, they're-
And Judy has got the phone numbers of everybody, so if worse comes to worse and you can't reach them by email, she does have a phone number for all
And
of
then
them.
you call them and ask them, you know, look, we want to send you this information, can you please give me your email address?
And that was also in here, I didn't mention it, the prior one said they must have an email, absolutely. Some people don't, I mean, let's face it, some people don't. So I changed that, it could be phone if necessary. And I put in there, it didn't have to be a quarter, it could be monthly if needed, you know, after the first 3 months. Just because some people don't have it. They don't have email and they don't have $105, $104, so.
It's only 3 months left.
That's right. Yeah, make it right.
Alright, so again, we've got a motion, we've got a second.
Okay.
Madam Clerk? Rollins?
Yay.
Newberry?
Yay.
Smith?
Yay?
Wilson? Yay. Kinsley?
Yay.
Byers?
Yay.
Brown?
Yay.
You can do that easily? No?
Does Donald have a list with him?
Yes.
That means it just needs to be updated tomorrow.
It's updated every week.
Yeah.
So now, would this be
Or before you
changed?
leave.
Pat,
I'm sorry.
would this be changed?
This resolution,
I mean, I'm
y'all
sorry,
need to actually vote on this resolution. It's kind of a foregone conclusion at this point, it's just kind of a check the box, so somebody knows.
And the long and short, and, to save Pat's breath, I don't think, unless you guys require it, because you do have a copy of it in front of you.
It's off.
So basically, we've got the resolution to rescind, it's on the front of your, dollar amount for extended trash pickup.
It's just a resolution, so you just, somebody needs to make a motion to pass it and let's move on. Because it's just checking that box.
Didn't we take the last meal road off of?
Yes, we did, yes.
It still reflects that in the,
And Leeds.
and Leeds Lane, both of them got dropped.
Got dropped.
Yes.
Okay.
That's road east of Wyatt's Mill.
Oh,
I thought
I guess,
it said Mr. White.
It's as east of Wyatt's Mill.
East.
yeah. As is written.
East of White's Mill Road and
South
Leeds
Allen
Lane.
Road, east of White's Mill.
What about Leeds Lane? Oh, that's probably the one.
Horseshoe
Yeah,
Road, South Allen Road, east of Wyatt's Mill Road and Leeds Lane.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we actually
It should be one
stopped,
thing.
we actually stopped at a chip mill plant.
I make a motion that we, accept the extended trash pickup resolution to rescind the old one.
I have a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
That's the date.
July 1.
Alright, I have a motion and a second, Madam Clerk.
Rollins,
Yay.
Blueberry,
Yay.
Smith,
Yay.
Wilson,
Yay.
Hensley,
Yay.
Byers,
Yeah.
Brown.
Yay.
And resolution passes.
Okay, the next thing, the JM Club water and sewer fees, this is one where, no good deed goes unpunished, or sometimes things bite you in the butt. Someone told me that at the JM Clubhouse, there was a line that had been put in there, probably when the sewer was put in there. Kind of a, I don't know whether it was a clean out line or some kind of line that needed to be inspected and cleaned or whatever, in case we ever got, OSHA came in or somebody came in and checked the lines. It had to be clean, it had to be properly maintained, or we could be fined for it. So I called Greensville County Water and Sewer, and I talked to Glenn, and he said, Ms. Wharf, he said, that doesn't really apply. He said, because that is not the type of hookup that needs to be inspected at any given time. He said, you're fine with that. He said, but, and this would have been caught very quickly, he said, not long, because we're getting ready to do a review of our stuff. He said, but the clubhouse has never paid sewer fee since it's sewer. It was hooked up to town sewer. He said, so I'm afraid to tell you that we're going to have to start charging you sewer fees. Now, we know the water fee is like $25, and then with sewer, you get like $60 or $66. So the town is gonna get an extra charge for sewer now from the JM Clubhouse. He said, but don't get upset. He said, because we're getting ready to do a review. We would have caught it very quickly. In maybe a month or two, you're gonna pay it where you wouldn't have otherwise. He said, but you would have paid it. So that's just a FYI. The water and sewer bills for the clubhouse are going up.
Yeah, does that come out of John Mansfield account? Or the
Um,
town's?
The Johns Manville.
It should come out of the Johns Family account.
I'm gonna go talk to him.
I'm gonna talk to him, to Greensville County.
No, I'm talking to Mr. Glenn. I'm for that.
You know, he came to work for James Lacey when my daughter was, I don't know, 20, and he was 22. he was cute as could be. I would tried really hard, and it didn't work. But anyway, we've known Glenn for a long time. Good guy.
But
Good guy.
Kelly found another good.
Kelly found another good one. She did. She found another good one.
Next on the agenda is lawnmower.
Lawnmower. She'll be so embarrassed. Y'all don't tell her, please, if you see her. Don't you dare. Don't you dare. She won't look. She won't look. She won't look. The lawnmower. The story that I get from Donald and Timothy is that both lawnmowers are kind of kaput. They're
old.
Have you talked to Donald at all?
I did.
You did. What did you find out?
I asked him how did the terrain change in 4 years so much that we couldn't use one 4 years ago, but we could use one today. Because we had set our money aside to buy the zero-turn and the utility trailer. And came up with $2,238 under what we had set aside, and he came in here, presented to work session one night and said, Chandler Jarratt didn't need a zero-turn. I asked him why, after I had spent almost 2 weeks finding one, reasonably priced, and he said because the terrain in Jarratt was too bad. So then Timothy started using his, and council said, for liability reasons, we cannot use personal zero turns. We knew those mowers were in bad shape. We had a chance of getting a good one with a 2-year commercial warranty at no cost to any of them. He came here to say we didn't need it. So all council members except for myself voted to suspend the shopping.
So that is a sad tale of the
Yes,
lawnmower.
because now it's gonna cost us probably 50% more to get one than it would have 3 years, 4 years ago.
So Pat, are you asking council to give you a price tag of trying to look for?
I think probably that's the best thing to do is go shopping again.
And at minimum, they need to at least have something commercial. They do not need to buy a residential commercial because they do cut a lot of grass. If we're gonna go that route, go on and spend a little bit more money, it'll last a whole lot longer.
Hey, maybe we can work out a deal with John Deere and tractor. Keep a tractor, give us a deal
A
for a
commercial zero
lawnmower.
turns will cost you $89,000.
Yeah, easily 10,000 is what I was thinking.
So what's the value of that tractor? Let them appraise and say, you keep the tractor, give us a lawnmower.
Good idea.
I mean, why not? It's already
I
over
think
there.
that's a fair swap.
Absolutely.
Can't hurt to ask them.
That tractor ain't no good with plant nothing around.
Council?
See what John Deere say.
I think that's a great suggestion.
When you say John Deere, are you talking about the John Deere that already has the tractor on their lot?
Yeah, James Rose.
James Rose.
He's a John Deere dealer, that's what we
Okay.
do.
We owe them $1,100, but we'll let them
That'll be
walk
offset.
off the debt, keep the tractor, give us the lawnmower.
A commercial zero turn.
Commercial zero
That they
turn
would be interested.
with something to drag it on. You know what I'm
No,
saying?
you mean a trailer.
Trailer.
You're not gonna be, we got a trailer.
We got a trailer, don't we?
They had measured this trailer
It
and
won't
said
fit.
it wasn't wide enough.
It won't fit.
A zero turn won't fit.
Most commercials start anywhere 52 to 60 inches. I mean, that's how big one you get up to 72 plus.
Well, 60 won't fit on that.
60 won't fit on that.
No.
That's what,
You'd be cheap to go to a tractor supply and buy a tractor.
Yes, you definitely would.
Okay, okay. So go somewhere else and get the
But if
trailer.
you buy the lawnmower from them, make a deal, they'll bring it to you.
Okay,
Ask them about the trailer too, won't hurt to ask.
well, that's what we were just talking about, and they said it would probably be cheaper to go somewhere else for the trailer,
No,
but
ask them to give us the lawnmower and the trailer.
can't hurt you again.
Can't
Can't hurt.
Don't ask,
Okay.
they'll know.
All right, well, I'll bring y'all some prices next month to the work session.
Buddy Phillips is.
I won't be there up over
If
here.
you wanna make payments.
Do yourself a
I
favor.
said Buddy
and
Phillips
Oh,
downtown,
Buddy
has got
Phillips.
zero, wanna make payments.
Chipper said we'd be better off getting the grass
The
cutting
contract.
contracted out instead of having guys do
The
it.
same way with the trash pickup. This outfit that's called Pink something, they're $40 a month. You big enough, you can negotiate that, damn. And you gotta worry about labor, a lot of insurance. I will certainly check it out.
County, what do you think of
What's the name of it?
Well, you got B&W,
Pink waste.
Pink something.
Pink waste.
County waste picks up on the creek.
They provide pink trash cans.
Same as called the county waste.
They provide the trash cans, $40, but you're big enough, you can negotiate. That damn, I think. And not worry about all this other, make it easy on yourself.
I mentioned
Do
that
they,
before.
do they do it with that much?
Somebody mentioned waste management earlier tonight.
That's what they need to do.
I think it was Ms. Adams.
But you're doing away with somebody's jobs.
No, you're not.
No, you're not.
Hey, if you
You
get it
are.
done cheaper, save taxes.
Well, we can look into all those avenues and see which way we come up best.
That's all I have.
Alright, any announcements, neighborhood watch?
Yeah, I'm working on, I've talked to Sheriff Jarratt, we're gonna try, get together and do one in April, but we're looking at dates and actual topics too, but it's either gonna be the second or probably the third Tuesday in April, but we haven't come up with a topic yet.
We could try to give Ms. Adams, Ms. Odom answers to their questions.
Ms. Odom.
She went out with Judy.
Yeah, I saw her.
That was on, that was something Judy had researched, so she wanted to talk to her separately.
About the grants.
At the grants.
Alright, we've got the neighborhood watch, anything else? Do have a question, in the past, we have, when Easter Monday, are we planning on having work session, or are we not planning on having work session for Easter Monday?
State don't get Easter for a holiday. No, I know, I work for the state.
Well, I'm not asking if it's a legal holiday, I'm asking, are you guys gonna be around? I already know one somebody is not gonna be here.
Who's not gonna be here?
Be April 1st.
April 1st.
Yeah.
Could you possibly move it to Tuesday? Would that work better for
I'll
everybody?
be gone all week. That's spring break.
Spring break, okay.
How about Justin?
Oh, no,
Either date works for me, so.
So, yeah, everybody else says they're gonna be in town, so,
We would be here.
yeah, okay.
April
Alright.
1st is good. April 1st, good to go?
Yeah.
Yeah, we only have one that's gonna be out of town.
Okay.
He can call in.
You actually can.
We could be virtual.
We had two quick small announcements with Jarratt Fire Department. I want to thank Cassie Fang is our new EMT. He's serving in the town of Jarratt. And we got 6.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, Cassie. We got 6 members are now low angle road rescue certified. They took the VFP road technician's course for low angle rescue. So we did complete that this weekend. So.
That's good. Let's give the fire department. That's great. Because I know the fire department has to support them while they're working on things like that. We hope they did.
So, Pauline, you had actually asked about the grant for the lighting at the clubhouse. That is actually a risk management grant, and you have to actually submit the paperwork as to what your items are gonna cost, it's not me. You submit that information to Mr. Bullock, and he lets you know whether or not you're approved or not, so that you can go ahead and do that. So it's an exact amount that you know prior to that being awarded. The other grants that I have been working on, again, another risk management grant, and that can be lighting. We have done security cameras before. It depends on what we're needing. The national fitness.
When you submit that, apply for that grant, do you specify then that
What it's
you
for?
need secure?
Yes, ma'am. We have to submit what we're actually using it for. And you know, it used to be that you could get up to $1,000, but they've actually reduced it down to $500 now, which makes things a little bit more complicated. But $500 grant money is better than nothing. The national fitness, we still have, I don't know how many people in here actually go over to the little city park, but we have this much land and we have this much equipment on it. So if we're able to actually get the national fitness grant, that would actually be for outside, for older people, like everybody that's in here, outside exercise equipment. You know, not little people, young teenagers and anybody all the way up to 70 years old and 80 years old. Some of this equipment can be used by anybody in that age range.
In Little City, you better have your boots on when it rains, because I'm
this
telling
is true too.
That's one of those, we have a pond, a Lake Jarratt, when it rains. I think everybody's backyard is too.
But you know, it would have been helpful, if it had been explained, like the park or the security lights or whatever, that if you had explained that this was bought with a certain grant and what that grant was, because I had asked council, and they looked at me like I was crazy. Please, I don't know anything about any grants. I mean, why didn't our council members know that grants were applied for?
Well, I think most of the time I probably just say, I got the grant that I had applied for. I don't think I normally say, okay, this was that, and that's my fault. Oh, and the AARP, the T-Mobile, it's a T-Mobile community grant, and you can apply for anything that can make the community better. It can be, they list like murals or parks, and that's up to $50,000. So.
And what is the progress on the broadband from Sussex County?
I have not heard anything else from them with the broadband. It's almost like everything has just gotten stagnant.
And is council working with Greensville County on that part of it?
Greensville County, Omar, do you want to, because I think you were the last one that.
It was held up, they didn't have approval for this, they started to skip.
Sussex County, they're getting ready to come under the railroad track here, because I just gave them an easement where they can come up and connect it to the poles, so it's getting close.
And they were counting poles on Kent's Road, a month or so ago.
Sussex was ahead of that with the main.
And I was just wondering if the town was working on the Jarratt part with Greensville County, because, you know, I don't live in Sussex, so we know they're working on it, but
Yeah.
what's Greensville
But
doing?
yeah, Greensville is working on it. I'd actually talked to a gentleman the other day. He's not with the cable people, but he actually had run across them, and they're actually, where they're working now, they're actually putting it underground. And I had actually asked him, I said, well, you know, Sussex is actually putting it on the poles, so y'all are going underground? And he was like, well, that section is underground, so I don't know if they're gonna try and go underground here as well. I have no idea what they're trying to do. So, but hopefully it'll be soon. Hopefully.
Is there a time frame for the voucher program? Is that still pending? Or?
Well, no, we'll actually still be doing that because that's what that is allocated for. And we actually should be putting those out soon.
I didn't hear the question.
The voucher program.
I think that needs to be voted on. No? You don't think so?
I mean,
I
it's a
think you
good
should
thing
have
for
a
the
brick and mortar
community.
store in the town if you're going to apply for those vouchers. There is no overhead for just a food truck. And the one food truck, and I have nothing against these people, I'm just merely speaking about the vouchers and how it's done. Most of the business is out of town every day of the week.
Well, you know, we don't give the business the vouchers, we give it to the residents in town, and then, you know, they'll use it there.
The businesses are getting it.
Yeah, they will.
Right.
You still could have checked.
But I'm
It
saying.
helps both parties though, right?
Yeah, it helps
I
the
mean,
re-
it helps us, well, some of y'all, some of the residents, as well as it helps the businesses when they're not doing a lot off the road.
I think the
I don't
question might
understand why you
be,
would not want to continue.
well, I understand, but I think the question
If you're concerned
might
about
be,
your community and your town, why not keep the things that are helping part of your community and town?
good point.
It's, I'm really not understanding.
If if you have a brick and mortar business here, you've got a lot of expense.
But you also have to think about $50,000. What could that do for the town? How many sidewalks could it fix? You know, things like that. Is it better to use the money for the town or for the businesses or part and part?
But don't the money have to go for a certain thing?
It does.
It does, but I think it could be used for other things.
Our tax money is not going to fix sidewalks or anything else in this town.
And ain't no sidewalks getting fixed either, because I done reported them a bunch of times and ain't nobody fixed them.
Do what, Ruth? I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
I said, I have reported the sidewalks in Jarratt many a time and nobody's done anything.
Well, that's what I'm saying, tax
But
money is not
tax
fixing
money-
them.
Who do you report it to? That's the town's responsibility.
Y'all have to do a contract on it and vote on it.
Who do you report it to? This is the town's responsibility.
I sent it to, I brought it to the town, and they turned it
See, you
into who
reported
that,
it, I didn't know.
and then it goes to who it's supposed to go to. I do my job.
Okay. It needs to be done.
Well, you can't make them do it.
Okay.
You can't make these people do it.
Alright.
Well, has it ever been discussed? Yeah, has it ever been discussed? You know, if it's the council's business, then the council needs to discuss it. Put it on the agenda. Somebody's bring it up.
Well, we got committees on it.
There are no committees now.
There are no committees.
You disbanded all
Oh,
the
the
committees.
good, I ain't got to get on you, go night riding no more.
Yeah, the committees were disbanded months ago.
That's stupid, but anyway.
Work session.
Yeah, put it on a work session. Put it on a work session.
I think what Ms. Adams is talking about, we've got merchants here, it's here through thick and thin, who pay taxes to the town, who are here when times were bad and when times get better. I think what she's talking about is these vouchers need to go to these people who are here to serve us and serve this community, 7 days or 6 days a week, and not somebody who just comes up on one day and may not come back for 6 months. Is that what you're talking about? The vouchers?
Yeah.
So what you-
I only see, and I have nothing against those people, or anyone else that has applied for vouchers. I'm just speaking the way it's done. Should that one food truck, or whatever you want to call it, get the same thing as, say, Owen Ford or Jarratt Hardware that has all the upkeep, and they're only in this town serving us 1 day a week?
Right.
And I'm sorry, I was told they buy a business license. Yeah, so do the other people.
Do they pay sales tax on their food?
They do.
They do, they pay meals tax,
Okay.
they do pay meals tax, yes.
But they're not here every day. They
I
don't
know
have
they're
an
not.
upkeep and insurance and things like that.
I know.
Well, I think that might be a good topic to bring up at a work session and let everybody discuss it.
It might give them
Yeah,
something
maybe
that
council
not
could
as
find a better
much.
way instead
Yes,
of those vouchers
yes.
to spend that money.
Yes, and I agree with Ginger. I think giving to those businesses that are here in the community every day, Owen Ford, Jarratt Hardware, you know, there are numbers of them that do work every day. They're here.
Melanie, is there a time frame to spend that money before it has to go back to the federal
We've got to
government?
use it this year.
Before June 30th?
We've got to use it before the end of December.
Okay, I just didn't want it to get returned while we were making a decision.
But it can be talked about and then the decision made, how much or if or what to use the money for. And,
I have one more question now that y'all talking about food. The restaurant. What is the latest on the restaurant?
Sell it.
I know at the work session last week it was brought up that there was several other people interested. I mean, are we still on the market for interested? Is
Still very,
Nick's added the
very
picture?
interested,
Yes,
very
some look at
interested.
it today.
We had, yes.
Like, can you elaborate on who, what?
Who's interested in it?
Why can't we, why can't you?
Yeah, why can't we know?
I think we should.
Who's interested in
They
it?
looked at it.
I mean,
I mean, we're not talking money, we're not,
Yeah, I mean,
I think we should just be transparent about.
I mean, some taxes you pay, but they get all the work done.
I mean, you get it. To me, I think everybody knows that Alex at the Mexican restaurant has looked at it. And he came back today and looked at it again today.
Who?
Alex says in the Stony Creek.
Yes.
Yeah.
Except Stony Creek Mexican
And
restaurant.
let me tell you,
Right.
just
That
look.
would be great.
Just look.
He didn't nod yay or nay, he didn't bat his eyes, he didn't look. That's it. That's the reason I was so.
Is that the only one? Because last week I was.
There was another that we had this week that was it was an odd idea. I'm gonna put it that way. But when I said $800 a month, he didn't bat his eyes. He said, I can pay it. So, if Alex doesn't want to do it, then we got somebody that would go in there 2 weeks from now.
you said it was an odd type
I
of,
am not gonna
What?
say who it is, I really
I
am
mean, what
not.
kind of food are you looking at?
Ice cream.
It should be so.
I agree with that one. I've been telling them that.
It should be so.
I didn't ask
If you
him
find
if I could
somebody
tell
who's
them.
willing to buy it, would you send them here, please?
Yeah, but I mean, if y'all put it on the, I mean, if y'all put it out there that it's for rent or sale, then you might get somebody who wants to buy it. But to my knowledge, it's never been put out
with
there
a
to the
realtor.
public. Not even real, just word of mouth. I mean, you know, hey, Jarratt's restaurant's available, rent or sale.
Well, it's available for rent or sale. Go tell everybody. Seriously.
Don't worry, I will.
I mean, everybody that I talk to that asks me about it, I say it's for rent or for sale.
Right.
If you can get what is successful, you better take it because you'll never get 800,000 out of
We knew that.
what you've got in there.
We knew that when it come in. Everybody was listening.
That's all.
Alright, thank you.
If you know a buyer, go find him. Bring him in. Bring him in. Her. Him.
Let's get a good code. At least on rent sign, at least on sales, there's only one.
Well, Ruth?
Yes,
You got a pile of money sitting right there, I can guarantee you that.
Yeah.
You have that, and we didn't do it. If it's a lot of people sitting in this room know these people, so why can't everybody know it?
No, there's not a whole lot of people in this room.
I'm gonna say, I don't know it.
The Mexican person everybody knows
I
now.
think we talked to Brandon first. Did he have to talk with you first, Brandon?
Yes, it did.
Alex?
And ice cream, to me, honestly, I'll give you my opinion of it. It'd be a waste of a fully commercial kitchen if you're just gonna do ice cream tonight.
Agreed.
Yes,
They
$800
probably wouldn't make it.
Yeah, $800 is very cheap for a full commercial kitchen with all the devices and appliances in there. I mean, it's.
He doesn't need all of that, but he didn't bat an eye at $800.
So that's dirt cheap.
Yeah, I mean.
It probably is.
Well, I mean, that's what the figure was given to Nick.
Yeah.
Um,
And if we're gonna change it, we need to do it before we switch it off.
All right, so let's actually, even though this is not on the agenda, because we are talking to new people, we do need to have a discussion on whether or not council wants to keep at $800. Mr. Young, when he was here, he was paying $1,200. You know, we offered Nick 8. It has been as low as 6. What does council? Oh no, please.
Oh, no, You can make a sliding scale. It could start out at 8. 6 months later, it could go to 1,000. 6 months later, it could go to 1,200. You know, if they're still here, knowing.
So I mean, we just need to know when Pat is talking to these people, she needs to know what to tell them.
Yeah, but Pat takes her directions from council. Pat doesn't do.
Well, that's what I'm saying. These
Y'all
guys
talk it
need to decide because.
You've got 6 people here that need to get on the ball and say what they're going to
My
do.
suggestion is you can't even go ahead and rent a house less than $1,200 a month. So you definitely don't need to rent no restaurant building, like he said, no for no $800 a month.
The problem y'all got is 4 businesses that failed.
Right.
So everybody looking at it, you ain't got a whole lot.
Well, I know that Alex is very interested because if he has come and looked at it today, he's already looked at it once. So,
All right. Brandon, Ruth.
unless he was quoted today.
Dana, Adam,
Well, I think we got told to do 800. He was told 800, right?
Was Alex told 800?
Not that I know of.
but he ain't signed them yet. So if y'all changed
He
it,
hasn't
he just
signed
went in.
anything, but I haven't told him.
I say,
I don't think he's been told
Has he been
800.
told 800? Do you know?
I don't.
Do you know, Brandon?
Unless, yeah,
So,
so,
I mean, you have to come talk to the
Right.
council.
I don't think it's been told to you 800.
No. It has not been.
so I'm gonna make a suggestion that we start with 12.
I don't think you want to do that.
That's up to Pat and council, not you. You're not supposed to be doing business.
Actually,
You
I
have
can
no
dis-
authority.
Actually, I can discuss just like any other council member.
Well, you have no authority.
I'm gonna say, let's discuss it at the next work session.
Work session?
And then we'll give everybody time to think about it and.
I can do a little research on what.
We don't need your research, we know that's cheap.
Yeah, we know it's cheap.
I mean, it's hard for us to compare.
We know it's cheap, and the only thing I think is 4 businesses have failed. And if we put it at $1,200, we might be putting it at a price that he's going to fail. We don't know. We don't know.
If he can't pay $1,200 in rent, he's gonna fail either way.
You think so?
Yes, I do.
He'll make it next week.
Come to the workshop. Come to the workshop. Let's talk about it at the workshop.
He has good food, he has a good personality.
He needs a bigger building than what he got.
Is that big?
I was gonna say, you got 2 restaurants already. And you know as good as I do, you know, I only go there and eat every I said, it's gonna be there every night. It's gonna be there every night.
His doesn't have a bar.
He will be too.
Probably the same, maybe a little bit more here.
All right, we're gonna talk about it at the workshop.
That'll work.
All
right.
Somebody's there.
I have some questions.
Yes, ma'am.
My first question is, are y'all still planning on renting the clubhouse out?
Not at this time, not for a while,
So-
until we get our act together.
All right.
Now, I have had one person ask for a refund of deposit, and I gave that to Melanie tonight.
Okay, that was gonna be my next
Uh-huh.
question.
Any questions that come to me, I'm funneling them to Melanie, and that was the only one that really has come to me lately. So anything I've gotten, I've given to you.
Can I ask why you're not allowing it to be used anymore?
Right now,
Yeah,
we
right now?
don't have anybody that's there to oversee it and to take care of it.
Can I ask why that is?
Needs some work done to it. I think, there's some things that need to be done. Now, I am gonna ask you, are you coming Wednesday to pick up your stuff? This Wednesday, 10 to 2?
I don't know, this is the first I've heard of that.
No, it's not.
For you contacting me, yes, it is. I've
We
not heard
talked
any.
about it at the workshop. Were you not here?
You didn't get no dates?
Me and you have not talked about me coming to the clubhouse.
I
on
asked
a
Allison
Wednesday.
if she would pass
That's
it on.
Allison, not me though.
Oh, she
Yeah.
would pass it on?
I know, she's not said anything to me.
This
No.
Wednesday,
See, I've been
10
waiting
to 2.
on to hear from you.
Okay.
This coming Wednesday?
Let's see, you didn't ask.
But what if you can't get there on Wednesday?
I'm
See,
sorry.
my question is, it's just right down here, I don't understand why it can't be done before a meeting, after a meeting.
Well, if you can't get there.
Everyone here lives in Jarratt, if I'm not mistaken,
Well,
or
so do
somewhere
you.
near it.
So do
Now,
you.
actually, I live on Henry Road now. I don't live in the town of Jarratt.
So far away.
You know what, okay, never mind, I was just, it's okay.
Well, honey, it's so far, it's not far.
It's okay.
It's not far.
That's not what I was thinking, but it's okay. It's
How many
okay.
dates? Did you give us the dates?
Two
Yes,
Wednesdays,
ma'am.
10 to 2.
It's okay.
I got on the computer the other night for the first time in God knows how long. And I saw that email that you put up there, but I hadn't, Ginger's been gone, so I hadn't told her. But I wrote you email back and told you I couldn't be there either. I've got 2 appointments out of town, doctor's appointments, so I can't be there.
I'm
And
sorry,
couldn't-
Ruth, I haven't seen your email. I apologize.
But you
and
get
I-
on the computer as much as I do, then,
Right,
don't you?
exactly. Exactly.
But I did, when I saw it,
Okay.
I sent you a text back, an email back and told you that I would not be there because I have appointments out of town. And I cannot cancel it,
We'll work on something.
One of it is where it is.
We'll work on something. If I have to go there myself and take somebody with me, we'll go. We'll find a way. We'll find a day. We'll find a day.
Pat asked her what days is good for her.
Yeah. Any day better than others for you?
I'm okay.
If we find a time that's good for your mom, is that okay with you?
I'm okay, I'll get it worked out.
So
Okay.
is Wednesday okay with you?
Wednesday is not
It's
okay
not
with
okay
you,
for
is what you're saying.
No.
This Wednesday is not good.
Yeah, no, it's not, I got it, well, all this week is gonna be booked up, I'm booked up.
So next week, is there a day
I
better?
do not have to look at my calendar.
All
because I
right, let me
can see all
know.
about-
Let me know. Get with Ginger and let me know. And we'll work something out.
We're going to make that stuff up there.
I do.
A lot of people have stuff up there.
Take 3 or 4 trucks to get yours on the head.
Alrighty, I believe we are finished with our business. And it is 9:02, and we are adjourned.